Today, here at the Talladega Super Speedway, we could crown ourselves a champion here in 2023 for the Turkey Hill Truck Series. But do you just hear me? This is Talladega Super Speedway. Anything can happen, and nothing is set until the checkered flag flies here. Loudovick Charette comes into this race with a 46-point lead, and if he leads with a 41-point lead or higher, he is your Turkey Hill Truck Series champion. But he starts deep in the field here today, and a lot has to happen in order for him to clinch here today. We'll have to see how it all goes down. It's the penultimate race of the season in the 2023 Turkey Hill Truck Series. This is the Cookout 250 from Talladega, here from Talladega, Alabama. Hello, everybody. This is AG here, and welcome to the Talladega Super Speedway. Only 2 races to go until... well, we may crown a champion today until we finish the season off, though, on Christmas Day at Homestead. One more race until that one here today on December 16th. And we're going to have a great race as we always do. And this is a big equalizing race, of course. Anybody can win, and anyone can wreck out and fall behind. And keep in mind, Loudovick Charette, he starts 29th here today. He needs a 41-point lead going in to Homestead to clinch the championship. But if he goes into that finale race with anything less, there's still an opportunity for somebody else to win the championship on Christmas Day. And who knows, we could end up with a situation, and Stuart, I know you'd love this one if Nicholas Samadeo wins and Loudovick Charette finishes dead last. Well, Loudovick Charette's only got a 10-point lead going into Homestead. Joe Rutkowski also in the mix of all this as well. And we'll just have to see how it all goes down. Of course, I'm joined alongside Stuart Gratton, and also joined alongside Caleb Rose, who's driving and commentating as well. Of course, we commentated yesterday for the Rowdy Energy 200. A great win there by Vinny Scholes to cap off the season. Caleb, I'm going to start off with you. You start in the 3rd position for this race, but what do you need to do to win here at Talladega? Even after what we saw last week, do you think any of these guys may have seen what happened yesterday and apply it here to today's race?
Honestly, I don't know. Like you said, Talladega, it's a track where you need to expect the unexpected and never really know what's going to happen, and starting positions don't mean that much as usual races might, but we'll have to see what happens. One of the big things to watch out for is, I guess, just how aggressive these drivers are. It's getting late in the season, and we got a championship on the line. We'll just have to see how hard they drive and have to see if anything bad happens.
And of course, Stuart, you have your driver, Nicholas Samadeo, 3rd in the points, only 49 points behind. He needs to finish at least 8 or 9 positions ahead of Loudovick Charette to have an opportunity at a championship next week. I'm just going to ask you plain and simple, do you think Nicholas Samadeo can pull that off here today at Talladega?
Well, of course he can. That's, Talladega is an interesting, he's a racetrack where anything can happen, has been pointed out. And, obviously qualifying doesn't mean a whole lot, but we start 8th with the 23, and Loudovick starts way down the order. And a lot of it at Talladega is luck. And you can kind of create your own luck sometimes, but you can just get caught up in someone else's accident, or you might be able to skate through, and then at the end it becomes more of a skill, a run to the finish. There's more skill involved. You've got to time your run perfectly. So, definitely he can, and I'd like to think he will stay alive and keep himself in championship contention. There's only 8 drivers mathematically still alive for the title, so there's a lot that has to go right for each and every one of them that isn't Loudovick, but certainly possible because Talladega is just a chaotic racetrack.
And of course, one thing Loudovick has not really done that Drew Webb did a lot in the Wawa Cup Series over the summer is have a lot of races where he's lost that points lead. It happened once to him, but he regained it back, and coming into this race, 2 races to go, 46 points ahead of the field. He's got a huge cushion, and all he needs to do is finish ahead of all those guys, and that's it. He'll be crowned champion here today. But he starts 29th in the field, like I said. Of course, this is Talladega. He'll probably be up front in 5 laps. But he still has that 46-point lead ahead of Joe Rutkowski. Watch out for Joe. I keep on telling you, if he's got an opportunity at the championship at Homestead, he might very well win this thing. He's 46 behind. He also needs to gain on Loudovick here today. Nicholas Samadeo is 49 points behind. You got Josh Williamson, 2nd straight pole for him, 57 points behind. Blaine Keys is 58 points behind. And then you got Nathan Stapleton, 61 behind. Andrew Williams, our last winner, 62 behind. And then Bruno Diacomo, who's kind of fallen off the last few races, 63 behind, still mathematically in contention. Those are the only 8, like Stewart said, who have a shot at being within contention going into Homestead next week. And if it stays the way it currently is, we will have a championship fight at Homestead. But Loudovick's still going to have a pretty huge lead, all things considered, if they stay in their respective positions. But it's probably not going to be that way with this being Talladega. Let's go ahead and get these drivers to roll off here. Show you guys where all the championship rivals are starting here in this race. Of course, we mentioned Josh Williamson starting on the pole there alongside Igor Barretto on the front row. And then you got the 33 of Caleb Rose on the inside of Andrew Miller there in row number 2. Sebastian Kukul on there in the 27 to the inside of Bruno Diacomo. That is row number 3. You got Chris Reynolds there alongside Nicholas Sambadio. Of course, Diacomo and Sambadio, 2 of those championship contenders. Roberto Crown Jr. there to the inside of Nathan Stapleton to round out the top 10 starting positions. Behind those guys, you have Nathan Orman, Rogel Dorn there. We'll go through the field and showcase some of the other championship contenders. Andrew Williams midway through the field right there in the 52 machine. A little ways back there is Blaine Keys in the 1. And you got Joe Rakowski a little bit deep in the field there, starting in the 28th position with Loudovick Charette starting 29th on the inside lane, but he'll work his way through the field here in this one to have an opportunity going into Homestead. Well, Caleb and then Stewart. It's hard to predict here at Talladega, but it is possible. What do you guys think is going to go to victory lane here at Talladega? And Caleb, you can't pick yourself. I'm sorry.
Oh, man. Well, like you said, it's hard to predict who exactly is going to go to victory lane because anything can happen, but I think I'm going to go with Stewart's driver, the number 23 of Nicholas Sambadio. He's been strong for me over in the Cup Series, and he's been strong here in the Truck Series. I think he could potentially be the one that gets it done today.
You know what, Caleb? I was actually going to say the same thing. If I'm being honest, I was going to say the 23 because a bit like our Super Speedway performance, it's both in Cup and Trucks. We won at Daytona early in the year with Derek, so certainly possible we can see the 23 go back. So we'll go elsewhere. You can just randomly pick someone in the field and, just hope for the best, I suppose. I'm going to go Philip Torres in the 44. I think Millennium Motorsports, they're up there in the team's championship, and Philip's actually in the top 10 in points, which is he's kind of flown under the radar. So keep an eye on the 44.
He's had a good season there. Of course, his teammate Joe Rutkowski still in championship contention, and the add-on to Nicholas Sambadio. He's won here at Talladega twice in the Cup Series, at least twice. Maybe he's won 3 times. I can't remember. But he's gone the victory lane before here on the high banks, and we'll have to see if he can do it again here today. But Josh Williamson looking for his 2nd win of the season. Had a great run in Las Vegas last week. Couldn't quite get the win. He still has a chance at the title. All these guys are hoping Loudovick Charette wrecks out or finishes 36th, because if that's the case, we're going to have ourselves a great championship finale on Christmas Day. Here we go. Green flag in the air. We're underway in the Cookout 250. The penultimate race of the season at Talladega is underway in the Turkey Hill Truck Series. Well, as we can see, that inside lane definitely getting a good jump, and Josh Williamson falling like a rock on the outside lane. The top 5 are all single file as Caleb, your alter ego, leading the first lap of the race here.
Somebody crashed.
Oh, and already!
I think crashed.
Oh.
And you're right, that is Noah Clifton and Shane Lake in the back of the field. And we saw this yesterday in the Router Energy Pro Series, where it happened at the back of the field. No caution. That is such a tough break for Shane Lake, who won this race last year. Noah Clifton, Trey Bartow, Avery Alford all caught up in that accident. Thankfully, none of the championship contenders involved. Man, my goodness, Caleb, what's with these first laps here in these Talladega races? You know, Shane Lake might not get back around, so we'll have to see if that ends up being the case, but that was not a good start. We've struggled with our starts here at Talladega this weekend.
Yeah, honestly, really surprising. Pretty much just a mirror image of what happened in the Rowdy Energy Pro Series race. Yeah, like you said, where I guess they both kept it relatively straight, and they probably both slid down the apron and out of the way of everybody, so I guess they deemed no caution was necessary. Right now, Shane Lake, yeah, he's really slow on, but he is on the apron. We'll just have to see what happens, but I was going to say most of the field is single file for now, but not right now. Here comes the 05 of Aaron Abel, I believe.
Mm-hmm. Aaron Abel
there. Trying to get to the inside, and he's up to third. Aaron Abel, he's been pretty quick in some races this season. I think Abel's been another one of those drivers that's kind of just flown under the radar this season. He's been pretty quick, though. We'll have to see what he can do today.
Well, speaking of flying under the radar, the driver you mentioned, Stuart Phillip Torres, has 4 top 10s. Aaron Abel actually has 5 top 10s. The downside for Abel, he's 25th in points. Not been a good year for him there in that 05. It's kind of been feast or famine for that team. Tough break for Ethan Lewis, Thomas Troxel, who kind of just had to check it up there while they were avoiding the accident. And then you got Avery Alford also a little ways behind in the 38 machine. Trying to see where these drivers are on the leaderboard. And Alfred there in 33rd. So we still have 30 drivers in the lead draft. Only 6 of them off the pace. Shane Lake is out, and so is Trey Bartow. Tough break for Bartow there, and then Noah Clifton off the pace. He might become an issue, and we saw that yesterday. When we had that early wreck, we had some guys who were off the pace that got in the way of the lead pack. But Caleb, what's your secret? You're leading all these laps so far here. You got Andrew Williams there to the inside for second. Juan Rodriguez. Blaine Keys in the 1 machine on the inside. Don't look now. Loudovick Charette already in the top 10. Trying to get a bonus point for leading a lap here. That's very possible at this rate.
Yeah, interesting one at the moment because of the accident. They're all single file, or double file at most, and Loudovick moving his way forward. See now Rodriguez trying to get to the inside. Blaine Keys. I tell you what, that one. As I don't know what they've found at the second half of the season, but this is probably the fastest driver-truck combination at the moment, like in terms of like pure pace, because he has consistently found a way to be top 5 in recent times, and has moved his way up the championship as a result. It's interesting. The field is starting to spread out a bit more now that they've kind of got themselves back together after that incident. They're starting to go three wide again, so that's interesting. Loudovick up to 4th, so that's not good if you're anyone in the championship fight.
And right now, as they currently run, Loudovick would clinch the title here today at Talladega, but still a long ways left to go in this race. Now that wreck may help out the 14 a little bit because there's fewer spots for him to fall back to, so the lowest he could possibly finish here today is 34th. Even if they lap Noah Clifton, that may even get a little bit higher in the field. Blaine Keys, though, you mentioned them in that 1 machine. They have been on a tear as of late. Realistically, they could have had a chance in Las Vegas last week. Couldn't quite get to Andrew Williams at the end there. Now, this, of course, a much different racetrack than a lot of the races we've been going to as of late. And a big equalizer being the draft here at the Talladega Superspeedway. All these guys kind of bunched up, so Blaine getting shuffled to the outside lane. But I say that, and Caleb Rose has led every lap so far here at Talladega. We usually do not see a driver lead every single lap on a super speedway like this one, especially Talladega. Sometimes we can see it at Daytona the way they kind of jam up there. But that might change depending on what Caleb can do here around the 2 machine of Noah Clifton. You got Laura Chung on the inside, John Andrews on the inside lane as well. And this right here is big. Joe Rakowski moving to the inside of Loudovick Charette. And like I said, all Rakowski needs is an opportunity. Oh boy, that's a pretty tough closing rate right there. Caleb had to make some evasive moves right there to avoid the 2 of Noah Clifton, but he's going to get around. He's the only one to get around. Looks like they will split the 2 machine, but this is going to split the pack up right here.
Yeah, with the pack being so tightly wound together, this is going to be difficult to maneuver their way around the 2 car. Right now, he's holding up the middle and the outside lanes. And Blaine Key's trying everything he can. He's going to finally get to the outside of the 2. And now the 2 is going to hold the middle and the bottom. And this is really going to split the pack up. And it looks like Loudovick Charette's going to get by, so 14 is going to stay within contention, but some cars getting really hurt right now. Derek Hamill, Josh Williamson, Sam Adoskin, Logan Williams, they're all still getting held up by this too. Gonna have to try to get by them as soon as they possibly can.
Andrew Williams, one of those drivers. Uh-oh, someone's down the pit lane. That's Blaine Keys. Issue on the 1.
Oh, boy.
Oh, that is a tough one. And, of course, no pit stops, no scheduled pit stops here today at the Talladega Super Speedway. These guys can make it the whole way on the tank of fuel that they got. So that essentially is going to do it for the number 1. That's a tough one for him because he was definitely a guy who could have won this race and kept himself in championship contention. Not going to be the case, and this is a unique race, and we may finally have a pass for the race lead. I know you don't really like to see this one, Caleb, but you can't hold him to lead forever. Eric Drew to the inside of Caleb Rose for the race lead. Bring Nathan Stapleton and Joe Rodakowski with him. Casey Nanico here as well. We'll have to see if this second pack ends up closing back in because they're about 1.5 seconds off the race lead. But if they make these moves for that top position, we'll be back to having a large pack here at Talladega.
Interesting to see that Drew getting around the 33. With these ratings, we can see at Talladega, we can see drivers really dominate. Certainly from my experience with my own series, that's what happened on a couple of occasions. But eventually, they're able to get around the some of the other drivers. We've got to be careful here of Blaine Keys at both the Velocity trucks about to go a lap down. So that's tough for them. But Drew finally gets around the 33. Oh, we've got to be careful of Keys now. This is dangerous. I don't like that, Charette. But the 14 gets by.
Yeah,
14 gets by. They all get by the look of it.
Now one machine trying to get back up to speed. Of course, it's the first time in the trucks that we've had the restrictor plates on here at Talladega, so that's also playing an effect here today. These guys having a little bit more of an issue getting back up to speed. But thankfully, Loudovick's still in the race, at least for his sake. I know not everyone wants to hear that. But hey, Joe Rodakowski, if he wins this race and Charette falls where he is, it's still a long gap, but it's still an opportunity. And you never know what could happen. Loudovick could blow an engine, finish dead last at Homestead. It's very possible, and Rodakowski can go and get 2 wins in a row. It's very possible that that could happen. I'm not saying it will happen, but Loudovick has to be careful here today not to get caught up in an accident. A 15th place finish is good. Really don't want to risk having a small points margin going into that finale race on Christmas Day. But Joe Rodakowski may get a bonus point here, and that's going to make it a little bit tougher for Loudovick to have a wider margin. Joe Rodakowski only 46 points behind coming into this race. All he's got to do is essentially gain 5 points on Loudovick here today, and he's going to have a mathematical opportunity at Homestead.
Yeah, this is what Joe Rodakowski needs to do. This is probably the best that he can do right now, is just try to get up there, hold the lead, and I guess just hope that something back there happens to Loudovick Charette. Got to move down to the inside by Casey Nemico. And right now, Loudovick Charette's stuck on that outside lane. As we got another move here by the number 5. Trying to take it wide for the lead. And it's actually going to take that away, and that's not what Joe Rodakowski wants. He's stuck on the outside, has no help. He's going to fall like a rock to the tail end of the pack, and if this other pack catches up, he might go even further.
Yeah, he's got to be careful not to lose too much. And guess what? We're already halfway through this Cookout 250, so this race is flying by here at Talladega. And if you're not careful, you end up getting stuck in that outside lane, falling back, and may not have enough time to move back up through the field. Rodakowski to the inside of Eric Monaco there, trying to find some way to the inside lane so he can stay up front and ahead of Loudovick Charette. That 14's not too far behind right there, and if he gets back on the inside lane and this thing cycles through, you could have an opportunity getting back to the race lead. Caleb Rose back to the inside of Laura Chung for the top position, and then you got the 3 of Eric Drew as well, who has been up front quite a bit. Aaron Abel, good run for Aaron Abel here today. A lot of guys with an opportunity of getting their first win of the season, and these guys have not had good runs. Eric Drew and Aaron Abel especially, huge opportunity for them to steal a win here at the later part of the season. Andrew Miller as well has yet to go to victory lane. Bruno Diakma trying to rebound from the past few races. It's not been good for that 82 team, but he's up here. And then Juan Rodriguez, Nathan Orman, another group of guys who would love to go to victory lane. I know Nathan would love to go to victory lane, and he's on this inside lane trying to work his way up. Meanwhile, Rodakowski falling back, but Charette's still on that outside lane as well, and Charette's just kind of playing it safe, I feel like. He's not really trying to move his way through the field here. But he's got to be careful since we're almost down to 10 laps to go here in this Cookout 250.
Yeah, especially when you have the 36 in front. Just got to be careful of that, because the 36 is the biggest threat for Loudovick, and so now he's trying to move his way forward in that 14, trying to get to the 36 and get around him. But now you've really got to start pondering about, if you're in this lead group, when you're going to make your move. I see the 23 has just been hanging back really the whole time, just waiting for the opportunity. And I guess the other thing as well you got to put in, you got to keep in the back of your mind is we might get more lap traffic as well with the incident earlier. Yeah, you've got the 2 that's still way off the pace, so got to be careful of the 2 and how that affects the pack, because that's going to split them up again.
Yeah, we'll have to see how that ends up shaking things out. Loudovick Charette now back on the inside lane, and he's back in championship clinching position. His 2 closest rivals of San Benito and Rutkowski still behind him. And he's in a good position right now on that inside lane, but we'll have to see how this lapped car of Noah Clifton ends up playing in effect, because I think when we hit the backstretch next time, we're going to be running into that 2 machine again. Andrew Miller, now Nathan Orman to the inside for the race lead. Of course, Orman a couple weeks ago almost got the win in Martinsville, but because he slid over there, had to change those tires, didn't have an opportunity, and Logan Williams stole the win away. But I know that Nathan would love to go to victory lane before the season closes out. Philip Torres, Eric Monaco on the inside lane, and here he comes, Loudovick Charette. Will he do what Vinny did yesterday? Win the championship and the race all in one fail swoop. We'll have to see if he can do that. They got to get around this 2, though, of Nathan Orman, and I don't know. Where are they going to go? Orman's going to go up high on Clifton. They're going to split him. Ooh, and all 3 of our championship contenders are going to get away from it as well. But Stapleton, John Andrews, Caleb Rhodes, they're going to get held up. Mike and Knapp in this pack as well.
That was some incredible driving by the field there to split that 2. He is so far off the pace. You can see how that's really affected a lot of the drivers. As you see, Monaco now going for the lead. You got Avery Alford up about to get to him as well. So he's a bit faster, so it shouldn't be too much of a problem depending on where they get to him. But don't look now. My 2 guys are now up in the top 5. Love to see that. And we've got ourselves a teams championship to battle for as well. So here comes the 23. Trying to get that elusive win for the year in a stock car.
Yeah, one win all year for San Benito that came in IndyCar at Chicagoland. Closest finish of the year, by the way. Fitting that Mr. Edge got it. But like you said, he went the entire Wall Cup Series without a win. And then has gone this entire season without a win so far. And he needs to win, essentially, because Loudovick's still in this lead pack. And if he wants a shot at the title next week, he's pretty much got to win this race to gain as many points as he possibly can. But he's back on the outside lane. Blaine Key's a lap down. He is not up front with these guys. He's a lap down, and he could definitely play a factor in who gets this win. Rogel Dorn's up here. Joe Rutkowski still trying to have some contention going into Homestead. Let's have to see where Charette ends up falling here. They're going to close in on Avery Alford, and oh boy, a lot of decisions to be made right here. Rogel Dorn's going to get held up just a touch right there, but they're going to split the 38. Eric Monaco clears. And we'll have to see how this ends up shaking things out, because that 38's kind of stuck in the middle, and he's a little bit faster than Noah Clifton, and San Benito stuck on the outside lane now. He's falling back.
Ideal for us, unfortunately, getting stuck on that outside lane. I don't know if the 38 would have to, obviously we're going to have a replay at some point, maybe at the bottom of the screen, to show what happened. I don't know if he got damage in that one, or if he was just kind of like an innocent bystander and has no damage, but it's still up to speed. But we'll have to see in that one. Loudovick still ahead of the 23. 36, I think, is ahead. Yeah, 36 is on the outside, but not doing enough at the moment.
Yeah, he's not ahead enough at the moment, so we'll have to see how that ends up shaking out for him. But Loudovick going to get stuck on the outside lane. Maybe not. Maybe not. Meanwhile, Eric Monaco's been holding these guys off. How about this for Monaco? Has not gotten a race victory in a little while on the channel, I do believe, but holding on here. Now about Taylor Pardon Motorsports, or Tanner Pardon Motorsports, excuse me. You know, there's Tanner and Taylor. There's the Gray brothers in the truck series, and got those names confused. But these guys have not had a good season at all. I think they sit dead last in the owner's standings, and Eric Monaco trying to get them a race win. But Eric Drew's up here, Juan Rodriguez, and how about Bruno Diacomo in this 82, you know? With Charette still in this lead draft, I don't think he's going to have a shot at the title, but he could get his 3rd win of the season here. Andrew Miller, Joe Rutkowski's trying to pull one off. Caleb Rose still in the mix. A lot of guys still in the mix here. We still have 4.5 laps to go here in this Cookout 250. We've been caution-free so far, even though we had that one wreck. We'll have to see where Loudovick ends up finishing, but he's moving his way through the field now in that 14 machine.
And this is where it really starts getting crazy. The laps have really wound down, getting into the closing stages, and everybody's patience is out the door, down the stairs, and the aggression is ramping up. Here comes Loudovick Charette. He tried to look to the inside of the 41, but couldn't quite get there. Have to see if he can maybe make another charge. They're starting to single file out a little bit, the top 4.
For the lead,
the 41, Andrew Miller. Going after the 3 of Eric Drew.
Going to try to take this lead away, and he's bringing Loudovick with him. The only downside for Loudovick, though, this is a little too early to be making the move, and he might get shuffled out of line. He might not have enough time. Sam Adio is on that inside lane back there, but Rutkowski is not, so keep that in mind. Caleb Rose going to try to peek to the inside. Charette not going to do it. Charette's still in 2nd. And we'll see if Miller or Charette can hold this field off, because the way they currently run right now, Loudovick Charette will win the Turkey Hill Truck Series Championship here today, but Sam Adio and Rutkowski still in this pack, and they've got to finish a decent amount of positions ahead of that 14, but they could still have an opportunity. Now that Charette's on the outside lane, here we go. 3 laps to go here in the Cookout 250, and Caleb Rose back to the inside. Here comes Philip Torres and Nathan Orman on the inside lane as well.
Yeah, Caleb back to the inside. Caleb's probably had the fastest truck today. He's led the most laps, so the 33 back to the lead. Is it too early? That's the kind of question, because now, particularly from the outside, it's going to take a lot for you to get back on that inside and continue, or to get back to the win. And the 23, my guys are on the move. Both of them are on the move on the inside lane, and got to keep an eye on them because, you know, there's a lot on the line, particularly for Nick in the 23. 2 laps to go this time, and Loudovick is on the far outside, that 3rd lane up top, which is not good for him.
Yeah, he made that move way too early. Now Sam Adio, though, getting shuffled in the middle by Roberto Crown Jr., and that's going to send him back a little bit. 2 to go here at Talladega for Caleb Rose, Nathan Orman, Aaron Abel, Derek Hamill, the top 4. Oh, that was not a good thing for Sam Adio, and Rutkowski just ahead of Loudovick Charette there. Charette might still very well pull off this title because Sam Adio is not in a good position right now. Back up front, Aaron Abel making a move there on Nathan Orman. Philip Torres going with him, but Caleb Rose has been the strongest guy all day. And he's calling the race as well. You know he's good if he's doing both at the same time. We're coming to the white flag here in the Cookout 250 at Talladega. Sam Adio still stuck on the outside lane. He's got to get to the inside here now if he's going to have any opportunity. He might have a shot, though. Will he move down? He will, so we'll see if he gains anything here. Charette is still stuck on the outside. White flag in the air in the Cookout 250 for Caleb Rose at Talladega.
I promise it's not rigged.
Yeah, you guys have had an interesting season, I know that much. Definitely an odd one for you guys at Broke Boys Garage. Sam Adio trying to gain as many positions as he can. This is the big thing right here because right now he is 9 positions ahead of Loudovick Charette and would still have an opportunity. Here we go for the race lead, though. Roberto Crown Jr., Rogel Dorn trying to get to the inside for 2nd. That is good news for Caleb Rose, but the 0-1 has a bit of a gap, and he might be able to get a run through the tri-oval. Sam Adio trying to get as many positions as he can. Lap traffic going to get in the way. Noah Clifton's going to hold up Caleb Rose, and Caleb goes way outside, and Rogel Dorn to the inside for the race lead. He won the Cup race. He's going to win the truck race. Rogel Dorn wins the Cookout 250 at Talladega. Nicholas Sam Adio is going to finish. Let's see. He finishes 9th. Loudovick Charette finishes 20th. We still got ourselves a championship battle at the Homestead Miami Speedway. Caleb, I'm sorry.
He told you it wasn't rigged.
Wow.
Well, I'm sure Rogel is happy about that one. And I'm sure you're happy about that one too, Stuart. Well, that got interesting at the end.
Yeah, my I think I about lost my mind there when I saw the 2 pop up, and yeah, wow. I can't believe that. I can't believe it. Wow, what a race. That was quite chaotic. It's what you get for Talladega. Well, anything can happen. It looked like Caleb. I thought Caleb was going to get it all the way, and then the 2 just came out of nowhere.
It was not so fast. Rogel Dorn, 2 career wins on the channel, both at the Talladega Super Speedway. And I'm sure Rogel is going to be really happy about that one. And Nicholas Amadio, I mean, it's going to take a lot, but there's still a chance. There's still a chance. Unfortunately, you know what? Yeah, I think Rutkowski is out of contention. I think it's 41 now. Rutkowski did lead a lap, so I think Rutkowski still has a mathematical chance. But he might not, because he might not end up having the tiebreaker on Charette. Well, we'll pop up the points here in a second, and you guys will see it. Oh, that was good. That was good. That was good. Rogel Dorn, and I'm sorry, Caleb. But hey, now we know it's not rigged. That was an interesting sequence of events there at the end there. Aaron Abel, Roberto Crown Jr., Eric Drew round out the top 5. Sam Adio finishes 9th. Loudovick finishes 20th. Neither led any laps in this race. So it's going to be 39 points for Nicholas Amadio. It's going to take Charette essentially to blow an engine and for Amadio to lead the most laps and win the race. But it still is mathematically possible, and Charette has yet to clinch it. Let's go ahead and actually pull up these points for you guys. You're going to see us do that here real quick. And that way you guys all know how this championship battle is going to play out on Christmas Day at the Homestead Miami Speedway. But thoughts on that race, guys? What an interesting event there. A caution-free race here at Talladega. But that was a good caution-free race, no doubt about it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sure was. Not go for it, Caleb.
Absolutely no doubt. That was a great race, and that's really good for Rogel Dorn there. I know he's definitely going to be excited about that. He's, like I think I've said a couple times, he's been extremely fast this season, but his luck has been absolutely in the toilet. It's finally nice to see him break through and finally get his first win of the season. Good stuff there, and yeah, great race, great race.
He only led 1 lap. You can see it there. He only led 1 lap all day. So, yeah. I mean, look, he timed it. He timed it to perfection. I guess he saw. I guess he would have been told that the 2 was coming up, and so, got on the. It was in the right place at the right time. So, yeah, big result for him. Big result for Hairgel Motorsports. I know that things have been a bit, chaotic in recent times, but. They'll be happy to get another win, particularly after last week. Last week was dismal for them. So you see the points. Points are on the screen.
Yeah, Loudovick Charette's got 38 on Nicholas Amadio. And arguably, it's going to take Loudovick Charette wrecking out, blowing an engine. But you never know what's going to happen. Nicholas Amadio's got a win at his home racetrack next week, and I know he'd love to win there. But I just don't know if it's going to quite be enough. Joe Rutkowski also with a mathematical opportunity still. He's 40 points behind. That lap lead saved him there, so he still has a chance. But he would need to lead the most laps, get the race victory, and Loudovick Charette to finish in the last position for him to be tied with Loudovick. And actually Rutkowski is out of it because there's no way that Joe Rutkowski would actually beat Loudovick on a tiebreaker, so... Yeah, Rutkowski is a fact out of it. Amadio really is the only one who has an opportunity. Rutkowski can mathematically tie it, but it's still not clinched quite yet. Even though it's probably going to be Loudovick Charette, anything can happen. Drew Webb showed us that throughout the Wawa Cup Series season this year. And we'll just have to see how it all goes down on Christmas Day. 5 p.m. Eastern Time on Christmas Day. I know it might not be the best time. You don't have to watch it live. It'll be there. It's on YouTube. Ain't going anywhere. Going to be a lot of fun in the Wawa 250 there at the Homestead Miami Speedway to close out the Turkey Hill Truck Series season. Congratulations, though, to Rogel Dorn. How about that race victory there? What a race it was, and he's going to take that to the house and definitely utilize that in his development for next season in the Wawa Cup Series. Definitely a great win, and they finally got it done. Even though it was at Talladega, they earned that one, no doubt about it. Thank you guys so much for watching once again. A huge thanks to Caleb and Stuart for joining me here today. And my next race and my last race of the year is going to be the Wawa 250 on Christmas Day. But Caleb, you got something. Why don't you tell us about it?
Coming up here soon, we've got the Christmas Eve Showdown. It'll be interesting. Should have the record-breaking number of cars in a single race on the channel at 46. And yeah, I think it'll be a very good race. We got the heat races, or duels, to set the lineup on December 23rd. And then the Christmas Eve Showdown will be Christmas Eve evening at... Let's see.
We'll figure out a time. It'll be Christmas Eve.
It'll be Christmas Eve, yeah.
I'll probably be working. Sorry. Hey, we're looking forward to that one, though. It'll be Christmas Eve night for the Christmas Eve Showdown, bringing back the Christmas special event again, and excited to do one for Christmas. Obviously, the Thanksgiving 500 is such a big race on the channel. We want to have one for Christmas as well, because, both holidays are great. But hey, happy holidays regardless of what you celebrate. I know we're in the middle of all that here in December. It's hard to believe. I woke up this morning, it was snowing outside. I'm like, what happened? Just yesterday it was summertime. Now it's snowing. It's just, time flies when you're having fun, I guess. And Loudovick Charette looking to have some fun next Christmas Day, next Monday, and see if he wins this Turkey Hill Truck Series Championship. But hey, Stuart, I know you're holding out hope for San Mateo. We'll have to see how it all goes down. The Homestead Miami Speedway. Thank you guys so much for watching. Congratulations to Rogel Dorn. Here are the point standings officially for the Turkey Hill Truck Series after 17 races. 1 race left to go, and we'll crown a champion on Christmas Day. Thank you guys so much for watching once again, and I will see you guys later.